I'm on my way to an abandoned mine and Soviet ghost town in Kyrgyzstan. I'm taking a break from the driving because a lot of it is on roads like this and that gets exhausting after a while. Thought this is a good place to stop and show you guys some of the scenery I'm driving through, because it is certainly photogenic. This is the vehicle I'm using, the Lada Niva. The thing is a beast. I've been able to drive that in just unimaginable places. The road here is not bad. I mean, it's muddy and slippery, but it's not bad. But some of the places I've driven that so far are just unreal. Making my way toward the Soviet mining operation. Struggling through these mountain passes here, through the snow and such. It's not easy, but it sure is beautiful, as you can see quite clearly around me. I've dropped down in elevation a fair amount as we're getting near the Soviet mining operation, but it's still cold. You can see the water frozen on the side of the canyon right there, which I thought looks pretty cool. There's the river down there. That's at least probably 30 feet across. To give you a sense of how large that ice wall is right there. And then there's the road. Like I said, it's around the bend and over the mountain, and then we'll be at the operation. We made it. The trusty Lada Niva got us here. Here's the sign of the town. And that actually looks like a head frame right there on the sign of the town. And there, the town itself is across the river here. You can see the remains of it scattered across this valley here. Down in the town itself now, or what's left of it. You see some of the industrial buildings here. We'll go take a closer look at these. There's a whole series of deep trenches along this expanse here. I'm not sure what those were for. You see all the broken glass down here. This building was just ravaged. Whatever it used to be. Here's inside this one. You see the roofs come down. Yeah, I see these huge ventilation pipe looking things are scattered all over. Maybe when we get over there and see what those buildings are, we'll have a better idea what these were. That doesn't look like the most secure thing, but I guess it worked. And then you see this, just this huge strip of concrete here. And we've got these buildings here, which we'll go check out now and see what they are, or were. Okay, coming up on the first one. More of these trenches. Man, they love these trenches, whatever they were. You can see there are stairs down there, so obviously people were intended to go down here. Although why, I'm not sure. It goes up quite a ways. You can see those huge pipes right there. Those connect to those ventilation looking pipes that we saw. That may have been what they were. Just not sure. Again, I think the scrappers have just ravaged this site. There's the side of that building I was just checking out. And we've got more pits here. Pits and trenches. I don't know if you can even see anything. That's probably pitch black for you, but it goes down probably 25 feet or so. I thought it was interesting. You can see the footprints from the miners and the concrete here from whenever they built this. Those guys are long gone. And then here's a view out towards some of the other buildings. Let's go see if we can figure out what this tall one right here was. Underneath that building now, and it looks like there are a couple of chutes here and some gravel. underneath, so I'm not sure. Maybe a concrete plant, or who knows. It's difficult to say. So the building's on the side, and looking at this room here, there's not a lot left to indicate what this might have been. I was just shooting from there a moment ago, and I've come inside this building, which, as you can see, has seen better days. And it appears to have everything of value stripped out, unfortunately. Here's a view into the upper levels. You can see some pretty significant machinery. Looks kind of like a hopper right there. And there's a view all the way to the top. That's the building we were just checking out. And obviously back outside now. And there's a strange piece of equipment here in front of me. I can't figure out what it is. There's all these holes in it, as you can see. And it's got, this stuff looks like fire hose coming out of all these different holes. I have no idea. It is, yeah, it feels like canvas. No idea what that was, or what that might have been used for. Looks like there's another one here with all the canvas missing. And looks like aggregates are being stored over there. There's that tall building we just checked out. And now I'm up on one of the gravel piles. You see the whole network of pipes underneath here. And of course there are more pits and trenches on the way, since that seems to be a common theme here. And I thought I would go check out those buildings and loop back through here before heading down. You see those tall buildings in the distance? I believe those were the miners' barracks. So we'll go check those out after just looking through these real quickly. Checking out another building here, and you can see there's more subterranean stuff there and there. And then this actually has an intact stairway, which lets us get up to the upper levels. And those look like bathroom tiles there. So these may have been living quarters, or who knows, maybe an office or something. We'll go check them out. Of course, this looks completely stripped as well, but still interesting to see everything that's been left behind. There's this weird black sand in here. I thought this can was kind of funny. At least the brand name. Bill Beef. A long hallway here. And I don't know if these were showers or what. You got all these little individual chambers here. I have no idea what those might have been for. Back inside the main building, and there's a whole series of there were showers along here. See what I mean? Looks like a shower to me. And these rooms here are the same. I was just gonna head upstairs real quickly and see what might be up here. So there's some graffiti carved on the wall here. Not a lot by the look of things. Looks like there's a fire in here. Yeah, these rooms are all quite empty and stripped out as well. Looks like that's remains of a radiator right there. There's that tall building off in the distance for a point of reference. And now we're arrived at this gigantic building we were checking out from the distance a while ago. I don't know what this was, but it's enormous. This is huge. It's like the size of an aircraft hangar. I'm not saying it was, I'm just saying it's about that size. So all kinds of concrete beams right there. And some buildings over there. So let's head over there and check those out real quickly. We're heading towards those buildings over there. I'm gonna stop here just to check this piece of equipment out, which looked almost like a steam locomotive from the distance. And you can see it's filled with this weird black sludge. We've arrived. Let's go check these out. You see the remains of some insulators on the ground right there. And you can also see that a nice little system of walkways set up here. And obviously the entrance to the building here. The whole time I was wandering around these ruins of the Soviet Empire, I had the Soviet national anthem stuck in my head, like some mournful tribute to what once was. I've seen historical pictures of this mining operation, and the ravaged buildings, such as this one, were once plush offices, workshops with sophisticated tools and equipment, a hospital, even an airfield, well-furnished living quarters, and more. After all, if the Soviet authorities were going to send miners and other specialists out to a location such as this, and this is remote even by the standards of Kyrgyzstan, trust me, they had to take decent care of them. I know decent by Soviet standards, but still. I know it's hard to imagine all of that now. However, there was once a sea of people working here and at the mine in the mountains above. That's the building that we were just checking out right there. And there were intact buildings here. But you can see the walls have been knocked down here in front of us. And I think what's going on, based upon these piles of bricks behind me here, is I think the scrappers are tearing the buildings down for the fundamental components now. I'm referring to the bricks. I think they're salvaging the bricks now. So by the time they're done, I don't think there's going to be anything left here, unfortunately. All the buildings we just checked out are down there, and we've arrived at the miners' barracks that I was pointing to in the distance. And these were actually under construction when the Soviet Union collapsed, and so these were never finished. You can see these were all supposed to be balconies right here, but they're just little slabs of cement sticking out right now. This middle complex seems to be the most complete because this actually has intact balconies, as you can see, and that is in contrast to this one, which obviously does not. So let's go check out this most complete one here. Here's the front view of this middle complex, and you can see all the balconies are intact on this one, which is interesting to see because the others obviously are not as complete as this one. Something that I thought was really interesting here is this date in front of us here. This is obviously the date that the concrete was laid, and you see April 17th, 1990. Just as things were coming apart. And then those are the initials of the guy, I assume, that laid the concrete. Maybe the year he was born, I'm not sure. But that date is really interesting. That tells you a lot. Those across the way, just a shell. There's nothing in those. Those don't even have walls on one side. But this is pretty intact. It even has the wood frames still, all the doors and windows. So I'm looking forward to climbing up this one and checking it out. So we climbed up all those flights of stairs right there. You see a toilet seat lid right there, and I come to the top floor, and there's this ladder that goes up to the roof here. So we'll try going up there in a minute. In the meantime, just want to show you how these rooms look in this complex. Seems like they all have their own little room, private room, the radiator, of course, and balcony here. And there's a view of the other building there. And the Lada off in the distance there. See, we're on the top floor, and then it's just the roof above us. Not bad for you out to yourself. Looks like they were sharing bathrooms. Some people wouldn't like that. Another apartment, all pretty much the same as you might expect in the Soviet system. It's like a woman's shoe right there. And I've noticed a number of dead birds as well. Not sure what that's all about. There's a view out to the less finished apartments there. And then the mines are up there in the mountains. I just climbed up that ladder there, and this is a weird level of the building. It's like it was made for dwarves or something. Everything is about 3.5, 4 feet high. So I'm crouched over now to film this. And it's just a series of rough chambers up here, like an attic space almost. I'm not sure what they intended to do with this space. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Again, I'm totally hunched over right now. Alright, I climbed up through there and made it to the roof, as you can see. And there's a good view up this very long, large valley here. I know there's not a lot of points of reference for you, but that is quite a way off in the distance. Those other apartment complexes there, or miners' barracks, whatever you want to call it. And here's a view of these. And again, all the mine workings are up there. So let's go check those out.